Hello my lovely dears, I hope that you are doing absolutely wonderfully today. Today, as you already saw by the title, we are going to be swatching and talking about the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lip Colors. I think that these are pretty amazing considering they're probably like $2.50, $3, something around there. I don't actually remember off the top of my head, so I'll have to list it down below. If you do happen to see inside my mouth and it's blue, I did just have a snow cone, so sorry about that. But these lipsticks, I think the packaging is absolutely amazing for something so inexpensive. They remind me a lot of higher end brands. I have 1 creme brulee, 2 strawberry cheesecake, 4 mixed berry souffle, 6 cherry cobbler, and 7 tiramisu. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a hold of 3 or 5. Like, they just didn't have a slot for them at my particular store. So I don't know why that is. I would assume that they made 3 and 5. Maybe I can track them down online somewhere and look for you. I've been a little crazy around here, so I haven't been able to do much investigating, but I did want to get on here and give y'all a video, so we're going to be doing the ones that I do have, and if I am able to find the other ones later on, I will swatch those for you at that point. So let's just get on with it. We will start with number 1. Okay, so I have went ahead and zoomed you in a little bit. This is number 1 creme brulee on my lips right now. The formula, I will say, is thin but kind of creamy, moussey texture, and on the lips that they don't feel really that bad. Once they do dry down, I think that they feel very matte and almost like you're not wearing anything. I do feel a little tightness on my top lip. In the interest of full disclosure, I did have a lip mask on before putting on this liquid lipstick, but that is something that I always recommend for people to do before applying a liquid lipstick, just because they are so drying. Now this does show, you know, all of the texture on my lips, and I do have pretty textured lips, unfortunately. That's not something new. I've always had that, unfortunately. And I will say you kind of can see the dark spot where my lip is stained a little blue from the snow cone, but that normally wouldn't be there, and hopefully your lips wouldn't be blue anyway. They shouldn't be. If they are, you should probably go see a doctor. But other than that, I think that they're actually pretty comfortable. They don't like have that sticky residue that sometimes happens with other liquid lipsticks. You know, like they don't fully dry down all the way. They kind of remain a little tacky, and sometimes they can even pull up the lipstick on the, you know, on the other lip, but that doesn't happen with these, and they are completely kiss proof. So let's move on to the next shade. Okay, so this is number 2, strawberry cheesecake. It's a pretty bright swirly kind of a pink. It still looks darker on camera than it does in real life. The shade is beautiful, but I'm gonna say this is a no-go. I do find that you can layer these pretty easily if you need to go over for a second coat, but even with a second coat, this was just still kind of streaky. It just wasn't very evenly pigmented in my opinion. Now maybe I just got a bad batch or something like that, but considering it is so inexpensive, I mean, you really can't get too mad. I mean, it's not like you paid $20, $22, but this isn't one that I would recommend to a friend, so I'm not gonna recommend it to you, but I will zoom in a little bit just to give you a better idea. Use my skin, it's been kind of in revolt with all the stress that I've had going on. The camera is really picking up how patchy it is, and I don't know why. I zoomed in, my light's good, like, I don't know, maybe in editing I'll see it better, but it's just, you can see my skin all through here, so it's not just the spot where I have it stained from the snow cone, it's all along the bottom. I'm just not impressed with this particular one, unfortunately, because I love the color. What can you do? Okay, this is number 6, cherry cobbler, and this is another one with great pigmentation. So far, only that one has been disappointing, and for the price, I gotta say, I'm super excited. Number Number 7, Tiramisu. I feel like this one has just as good as pigmentation as all the others except for number 2. And I love it. It's gonna be great for fall. I think this will look great on all skin tones. It'll definitely look a little different as you go up the scale in color, but it's a really great darker nude. So if you do have darker skin tone, this one will be a great nude for you. I think it's beautiful. It kind of reminds me of that, you know, 90s nude. It's got that brownish color to it, but it's pinky at the same time. I love it. Swatch these lipsticks. Let's talk a little bit about them. The doe foot applicator on here I actually really like. It's kind of small, but it's not too small. It's got this little indentation that really hugs your lips, and I find it very easy to work with. The product isn't too liquidy where it's kind of hard to work with, but it's not too thick where it's just, you know, ugh. Not a very good description, but you know what I mean when something is like too thick and it's just gloppy and it's just, ugh, you know what I'm saying. I know you know what I'm saying, right? I don't feel like you get that with these. I feel like the texture is perfect. They dry down completely matte. They don't stick at all. The smell, it dies down immediately. Like I can't smell it at all on my lips, but it is slightly sweet. Like you get kind of a sweet vanilla cupcake smell, but then you also kind of get this plasticky smell. I don't find it super offensive, especially because it doesn't last. You know how sometimes the smell just lasts and lasts and lasts, and like hours later you're still like smelling it. And especially with a lip product, because it is right underneath your nose, it's kind of a big deal when the smell is offensive. But I don't feel like these are super offensive, at least not to me, but that's kind of a personal thing, so that's going to be something you have to decide for yourself. The price I think is better than you're gonna find anywhere else. I will list the price down below, and if I can find a link to where you can buy them. I know I bought mine at Walgreens, but it's not like super easy to find because I found them at one Walgreens but didn't find them at another. So I'm trying to think of what else I can tell you. Sorry if you can hear Lucas meowing in the back, which I'm sure you can. Other than number 2, I think the pigmentation was really, really good. I was completely blown away by the quality of these liquid lipsticks. Just to compare size, the Melania More mattes come with 0.21 ounces or 6 grams. This is 04 Lust, just in case you were curious. This is a Kat Von D liquid lipstick. This one is in Lolita, and it is 6.6 milliliters or 0.22 fluid ounces. And the Jordana Sweet Creams is 0.11 ounces or 3 grams. So the Jordana is half the size of the Milani and the Kat Von D, so you are getting less product, but it's still ridiculously inexpensive, and I'm pretty blown away by how good they are. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I will say that the red one kind of did stain my fingers and my lips just a little bit. I don't think it's anything super crazy to worry about. Like days later your lips will still be stained. I don't think that will be an issue. I think probably if you wear it, you know, all day and then you go home and take off your makeup and you put on your lip balm and your lip mask or something overnight, I think that your lips will be back to normal the next day. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of makeup and head out for dinner, and I'm going to wear one of these and come back and let you know how they survive food. So I will see you in a little bit. Hello my lovely dears, we are back for our check-in. I decided to go with 04 mixed berry, and I had a salad for dinner, so there was dressing and all that, and then I had dessert, and that had some ice cream on it. So I did kind of have a little bit of a messy dinner. I didn't have soup, but I did have a little bit of a messy dinner, and as you can see, it has worn away in the middle, but frankly I think it kind of gives this really cool like ombre effect. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to reapply this to see if you can indeed touch this up, because as we all know, there are those liquid lipsticks out there that once it does kind of fade away, you have to take the whole thing off to reapply. You can't just like touch it up like a normal lipstick because it like balls up or, you know, does weird things. I will also mention that I haven't gotten that white like ring inside, but let's just see if we can reapply this. I reapplied it and so far so good. It looks just like it did when I first applied it. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit, which I probably should have done before I reapplied this, just to show you exactly how worn off it was. But it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm kind of not all there. We have seen the lips up close, and I think I've told you everything I can tell you about them. I've got to say, I'm really hoping I can find the other 2 shades, because all but, of course, the one that we don't like. I am totally enamored by these, and I can't believe how incredibly inexpensive they are and how good quality they are at the same time. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing. Like, how can they do that and still make money? And if they can do that and still make money, then why are these other companies charging so much more? Like, why? They're just totally ripping us off. Like, what is the deal here, guys? I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe, and make sure that you click the little bell thing over to the side of the subscribe button so that you get notifications of my videos. And I know I say this every video, but I swear I'm gonna be more regular, especially once I get my stand for my ring light in. I feel like we'll have like a better setup for doing tutorials and stuff like that. So fun times ahead, especially since Halloween is now around the corner, and I am going to be doing some Halloween tutorials. Love y'all, and thank you for watching.